The Old Dutch Church in Kingston hosted a banned books fair on Saturday, and Pastor Rob Sweeney says the fair fits perfectly in with the church's mission.
We thought that to express our freedom, because we are church and we are Christians and we have freedom, and God created us in freedom, and so freedom to read is one of the freedoms that we want to protect, because we think that just because we don't agree with everything we read doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to read it.
And he notes books can change our lives.
And that's one of the ways that we can change our minds and change our hearts and change our lives and live and grow in a better community when there's more diversity. And so we don't want to limit people's education.
And Sweeney says the 4th of July is the perfect time to have such a discussion.
I suspect that we might be a slightly liberal church and wanting to celebrate books and reading and that freedom amongst all of the patriots who are here buried in our cemetery. It's a continuation of the freedom. It's the freedom that they didn't quite always realize, but that dream is bigger than their dream. And the dream of a free country we have yet to achieve. But we think censorship is not the way to build greater freedom.
Note often the books are banned are written by LGBTQIA or BIPOC authors.
The reasons that we would support these books to be read by people, because again, that's how we grow as human beings, by experiencing what other people have, that there's more than one way to be in the world, and there's more than one type of person that God loves, and that we want to be the church that makes that possible in ways that are perhaps a little unusual and a little different. But I don't think this should be an unusual thing for a church to do. This should be a normal thing for a church to do.
Kingston Library Director Margie Menard said libraries have long faced challenges when it comes to banning books.
Well, certainly the attention has turned to books in all of its, all of their locations, from schools to public libraries and elsewhere. So yeah, in general across the country, public libraries have been, it's a little tougher for public libraries.
And she says libraries are just continuing a long-standing tradition.
The American Library Association has a Library Bill of Rights and a Freedom to Read statement that we adhere to, and that is that everybody has the right to read what they want to read and have information presented to them, and then they choose what they want to partake in. So that's how we, I guess, push back against the idea that books should be banned or challenged or removed from access.
In Kingston, Brian Hubert for the Daily Freeman.